Hey everyone, my name is Carly and I am bringing you today my July wrap up. So for the month of July, I only read 2 books, and because I am pre-filming this, I am hoping that I will have finished a 3rd, maybe a 4th. This one's going to be a little bit different because I will talk about the books that I've read, and I am going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading, and I ended up reading a few samples of books that I think I will talk about as well, just to give this video some more filler. So let's get into it, and I will start with the book that I first finished this month. So the first book I finished this month was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I absolutely adored this book. I loved it so much. I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I have a whole book talk on this, 16-minute book talk. I will link that in the description box below if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, but I loved it. I loved all the characters. I loved just the stuff they went through, and I loved that I could relate to all of them in different ways, and it was just a fun, quick read. I loved it so much. The next one I read this month was Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I liked it. I gave it like a 3 out of 5 stars. It was good. I didn't like it as much as I liked her other book, The Unexpected Everything, but I enjoyed it. I sped through it. It was fun. So those are the 2 books that I finished in the month. And then, like I said before, because I am pre-filming this, now I want to talk about the ones that I'm currently reading that I think I might be able to finish before the end of the month. First one of those is The Nightingale by, Kristen Hanna. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This book is about 2 sisters during World War II in occupied France, and just kind of how the war affects them. And it's really good. There are some aspects that I'm not a huge fan of. Like, there's a little bit of insta love, and there are some points where I don't quite connect with the characters as much, but I don't feel like I normally read a World War II historical fiction novel in the eyes of like the people that just live normal lives with it, kind of thing. Like, I feel like it's usually maybe more like the Americans or in LA or something, not quite some normal person who is living in when the Germans took over. Like I said, at this point of filming, I am not quite done with it. I think I've still got like 130 pages, I want to say, in this. But I keep having to stop, because especially now that it's getting towards the end of the war and the Nazis are kind of freaking out and all this stuff, and just knowing what is happening, it's getting kind of hard to read, that I have to like keep taking breaks to kind of think of something, like do something happier. But overall, I am really enjoying this. I don't want to, like, part of me wants to skip ahead just to make sure they're all alright, but the other part of me does not want to skip ahead. Like I said, I'm almost done. I'm like flowing through this. So good. If you want a World War II historical fiction novel, I think this might be a good choice. The next book that I actually just started, but I know I can get through pretty quickly because I have read it before, but this book is called The Boss by Abigail Barnett, and it is a romance novel that my friend advertised to me as a better version of 50 Shades of Grey, which like I said before, I have read this before, and it is definitely a better version of 50 Shades of Grey because I have read 50 Shades of Grey before, and this just has a better relationship between the 2 characters, and the BDSM stuff is definitely done a lot more better and consensual. So I very much enjoyed. If you want a good romance book, I would totally tell you to check that out. The first book is free on the Kindle. I mean, this is not sponsored at all, but like, it's very nice to know that a book is free if you want to check it out. On to kind of the samplers that I read off my Kindle for this month. Because I was going on vacation, I was trying to pick out books I wanted, but I didn't want to just blindly pick out books, so I read the samples. Some of them worked out, others not quite so much. So that I read that didn't quite work out was The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson. I think this was like a fantasy novel about this girl who on her 16th birthday is married away, but she's got some like the Godstone, I guess it's called, in her belly button, which honestly, that was the part that really was just like, no, I can't do this. But I definitely heard Reagan from Peru's Project, she was the one that turned me into this, and she really enjoyed it, but I read that sample and it was not something I wanted to continue. The other one was It's Roar by Cora Carmack. This was just, I think, a book in a subscription box that I saw someone unbox. Sounded interesting, and I did like it, but then when it ended was just some kind of Insta Live, which automatically kind of made me go, maybe I'll check it out at some later time. So this next one is called Fast Connection by Megan Erickson and Santino Hassel. It's a romance book. It's a male-male romance book. When I found it, was advertised as 2 bi guys who meet on Grindr, age thing, whatever, and as you can kind of tell, I was kind of feeling romance books. But this one was not good. I read that. Oh my gosh. I mean, these romance books are definitely not for kids, but I mean, this one was so bad. Oh my gosh. My friend just recently read it, and maybe I'll insert the little clip of her reading it, because that just kind of sums up how this was. It was, part of me wants to buy it just to finish it, but at the same time, it's $5, and I do not want to pay $5 for it. On to the ones that I did like, and you'll probably hear more about, because I think this video will come out after the video where I talk more about these. But I read the sample for A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, the sample for Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and the sample for Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Those ones I all enjoyed and can't wait to read more of. Yeah, besides that, I read a lot of fan fiction this month too. It was more of just I was trying to save money and I can't keep buying new books, and I was allowing myself to splurge at the end of the month, which led to me not really reading much at the beginning or throughout the entire month in general. But yeah, I hope you kind of like this kind of random video of just the stuff that I have read this month. But yeah, what have you guys read this month? Did you like it? My camera totally died while I was finishing up this video. But all I want to say is, if you liked what you saw, you can always hit the subscribe button down below. And I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.